One day long ago, Mama picked me up.
I didn't want anybody to hear it because I thought nobody wants to hear my sad story and like the struggles that I'm experiencing, and no one's going to care about my message, right?
No, won't you leave me be? She said, son, you know better than to lie.
And the producer at the studio walked by and he sat across from me and he said, if you don't put that song on the album, you don't get an album. The best thing to me about songwriting and performance is the one thing that I get to hold on to and give away at the same time.
Wow.
I realize that recognition doesn't have to happen on a stage. The song that I thought was only gonna save my life, but it went on to transform other people's lives. That's why what we're doing right now, it's not about the music, it is about the movement.
I'm always stunned. Hey guys, welcome back to Build. Super excited to see you guys again. Look, as you know, one of the things we're doing nowadays is we are trying to help everyone rise, lead, and last. And sometimes it's not about the business. Sometimes it's not about the subconscious program. Sometimes it's not about the psychology at all. Sometimes it's not even about the faith. Sometimes it's about the music. Why? Because music carries frequency, frequency carries resonance, and resonance carries soul. And I'm super excited today because I've got a national recording artist here for you guys who's been a good friend of mine now for over a decade. And I've watched him go through immense challenges, be resilient, as well as always show up with a heart of love. In fact, I've never seen him in 10 years ever come to a place where he did not show up in complete authenticity and in complete love, which is a rare occurrence when you think about it. So I want to introduce you guys to singer-songwriter, national recording artist, Chris Hendricks. Brother, what is up, man?
Bro, I don't even know what to say. Honored to be here.
Dude, this is about time. Let's be real, right? You and I have known each other for a long time. So I don't know if you may or may not remember this, but Carolina Hurricanes. I was a Carolina Hurricanes fan. Used to be an advertiser with them and the whole deal, right? I began hockey, having hockey in my soul, and lo and behold, one of the things that was interesting is you had a song that came out. It was probably mid 2000s. I think 2010, 2012, something like that.
Yep.
Called Noise.
Yep.
And I remember being in the arena. And I hear like here goes rhythm in the system, and I'm like, what in the world? And then we're on to I can't. I'm gonna screw it up. So I'm not gonna try. But anyway,
the rhythm.
But they would have it pumping through the speakers of the arena with all the lights spinning and all kinds of stuff, and B-roll, the Canes getting ready to come on the ice, and all this kind of stuff. And dude, it encouraged me. It inspired my heart. Like I was in 2000, that time frame. We were just coming out of the 2008 downturn, right? Mm-hmm. Had weathered that with the company I owned at the time. We had began building momentum, but it was hard, right? And Noise to me was a battle cry or a battle anthem for resilience, right? And here I learned that you basically write a song a day, which is just insane. So help me understand a little bit about your journey thus far, because we were having dinner with Ken last night and stuff like that, and you shared kind of like, this is why I do what I do. Yeah. So I want to know, like, if you could maybe just an origin story, and then maybe we'll jump into some more stuff as well.
Sure. So here's what I say to people that I'm meeting for the first time as an artist. I say, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 4, and I've been singing ever since. And that's true.
Yeah.
Music has always been a huge piece about the way that I show up in the world, and it has lended itself to the lens through which I view the world, right? And I think that we are given gifts on purpose. We are given gifts to shape the way not only that we see the world and we see ourselves, but we see other people. And the challenges that I face have served my songwriting over the years, and my songwriting has served the challenges that I've faced over the years, right? So Diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 4, been singing ever since. I didn't actually start writing songs until I was a senior in college. And then that's when the world really opened up to me. That's when the combination of music and vulnerability really created a path for me forward to really make an impact. As a matter of fact, I'm going to shift from the song you mentioned, Noise, to another song that I believe is a favorite of yours.
Yes.
That really became my life story in 3 minutes, which is a song called Affliction. And this is where vulnerability, which I think is really the keys to the core of me, and really I think the core to everybody.
Yeah.
People fear vulnerability still. And when I first wrote Affliction, you want to talk about hardship. I mean, I wrote it in a moment where I truly felt like I was
invisible.
falling apart. I was falling apart physically, mentally, emotionally, and I absolutely felt invisible.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the way I remember the lyrics, and maybe we'll actually do Affliction here for just a couple minutes, just for fun. But it seemed like there was a breakup or something like that and tied into it as well.
Yeah. So
everything good comes out of a breakup.
Absolutely. Don't shy away from those breakups. Don't shy away from love, even if it falls apart, because man, the path that love, even broken love, can reveal for you is such a beautiful thing. Of course, you don't see it at the time. You don't feel like under the weight of that hardcore hardship, you cannot see the path.
Oh, you know my stories.
Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't breathe. I literally could not sit up. I was laying in the middle of the floor in my room, feeling sort of the crushing weight of feeling like a nobody. And the only thing that I could see out of the corner of my eye was my guitar. And I literally said to myself, if I don't find a way to sing my way out of this, I'm not going to make it.
So I was actually going to jot a note because so you guys are in for such a treat, because I know how deep the well is. I also know how awesome the music is. I'm going to ask you a profound question.
Yeah.
What does it take to go from feeling like a nobody to feeling like a somebody?
Honestly, vulnerability. Having the courage to be vulnerable with yourself and with others. Let me explain what I mean, right? I'm going to state the obvious. Pain does not feel good, right? It doesn't feel good, but it's got to go somewhere. It can't stay here. It can't live around your heart, because if it lives around your heart, you're going to wind up having a heart of stone. If you wind up having a heart of stone, you can't connect with yourself. You can't connect with anybody else. You have to find a way to release it. And that's scary. Like, even if no one's around, having the courage to state your pain out loud, really and truly express yourself, that hurts, man. Yeah. That's why when we express pain, we express hurt. When we have that kind of courage, that's why we have tears, right? Yeah. It's a cleansing. It's a washing away of that pain. And there is a misunderstanding of pain and tears, especially in the masculine, right? You know, we're still living in an age where, you know, men are not allowed to cry.
Well, I think that's changing finally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know. I talk about it. I cry like a baby if I need to.
Absolutely.
So just putting it out there.
Absolutely.
Don't have a problem with it.
And one of the ways that you can express pain is through music, right? And when I first wrote the song, this is the truth, right? When you are coming from a real authentic place, whether it's having a conversation like you and I are having a conversation right now, or whether you're trying to write a song, right? The most successful conversations, the most successful songs, the most successful businesses come from an honest place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, honestly...
So honesty is probably the key to authenticity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I wrote I wrote Affliction in 4 minutes. Like it almost felt like a stream of consciousness thing. But when I wrote it and I played it for the first time in my room, I didn't want anybody to hear it because I thought nobody wants to hear my sad story and like the struggles that I'm experiencing, and no one's going to care about my message, right? But I was really, really fortunate after I wrote that song. I was in a studio in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I had the door shut in the studio because this song in particular, again, I didn't want anybody to hear because I was like, this belongs to me.
Yes, to yours, yeah.
I don't want anybody to hear this. But the door wouldn't shut all the way. And so as I'm playing it, the door kind of like cracks open. Like there was almost like a gust of wind or the AC or whatever blew the door open just a little bit. And the producer at the studio walked by and heard the song. And we were working on my first EP at the time, or what I thought was going to be my first demo of EPs. And he walked by and he goes, "What is that song?" And I said, "Oh no, it's nothing, man. Like this is just for me. I don't want anybody else to hear it. It's really vulnerable." The girl that the song's about, like it had been a relatively recent breakup, so I was like, I don't want her to hear it, you know. Yeah. And he sat across from me and he said, "If you don't put that song on the album, you don't get an album." Wow. And that's when I was like, wow, actually people are hungry for this stuff. They want to know about another person's vulnerability because they want to feel like they're not alone. And the song that I didn't think was going to take me anywhere, the song that I thought was only going to save my life, not only transformed my life in a way that was bigger than I ever imagined, but it went on to transform other people's lives and really facilitate and ground the message that I have now, which is I want 1 million people to be able to look in the mirror and see a better version of themselves than they did before they met me.
Pull that mic a little closer and say that again, because I think that's profound.
I want 1 million people to wake up in the morning and be able to look in the mirror and see a better version of themselves than they did before they met me. That is my message. That is my mission. And that's what that song helps facilitate, right? So again, that's why the core of me and the message that I want to share is that, to me, vulnerability and resilience are absolutely everything. And when you put those two things together, you truly become unstoppable because your mission begins to write itself.
Holy, dropping the mic right there, dog. Your mission begins to write itself. You heard it first here, guys. Chris Hendricks. I told you. Deep well meets music talent. I love it.
I'm trying.
I'm sure the audience would love to hear the song, but I'm going to make them wait a little longer.
Okay.
I want to, you said something last night at dinner that I had never thought about before.
Yeah.
And you were sharing a story with me and Ken about how in many ways, people who are, born with what some people call disabilities, right, are largely marginalized as far as how they're seen and not, I don't think it's done intentionally. I think people just don't know what they don't know and whatnot. And you made a comment last night about wanting to be a voice. And then you told a story about a young man who was a piano player who actually won a Grammy.
Yeah.
I'd like you to maybe share a little bit about that story, your heart, what it taught you, why you do what you do, why there is a portion of you that really wants to be a voice for that community.
Sure. Well, first of all, what I'm going to share is a bit cliche, but just because something's cliche doesn't mean it isn't true, right? So when I discovered that songwriting and music meant so much to me. It's been a piece of me and my family for so many years. And when I wanted to use that as a megaphone for storytelling, a megaphone for vulnerability, a megaphone for catharsis, I wanted to see how many people before me had done it, right? And there is a story of a famous piano player, and I wish I somebody who's listening to this podcast is going to know is going to know his name. Who won a Grammy? He has cerebral palsy, and the story, as I know it, as was shared with me, is he Bob Dylan was making an album, and he played keys, and he essentially like snuck into the studio while Bob Dylan's band like had left, and he laid down a keyboard part. And then Bob Dylan came back into the studio.
Now I'm gonna go watch the new movie about Bob Dylan. See if the guy made it in the movie.
Right.
By any chance.
I wish I saw. So I saw it in the theater, and I wanted that to be true.
So much,
it's not in there. But anyway, the story goes Bob Dylan heard that piece and left it in the album. So as a result, he got a Grammy. But the thing about it is, those awards, and really any award in this industry, there are a lot more layers to it than people think. So for the longest time, I wanted to be someone with cerebral palsy who won an award solely based on the skill of writing a song and performing a song. So, best new artist, best song. I even, for the longest time, honestly, I wanted to win an award for a song on a soundtrack. Because if I won an award for a song on a soundtrack, again, vulnerability, right? And this fear creeping up. No one would see my face. No one would see my face. They would love the song for the sake of the song and the merit of the song. And anyway, that's all I wanted, right? Now, the way that I view the breaking of this glass ceiling for people with conditions, as I call it, has shifted a little bit. I realize that recognition doesn't have to happen on a stage.
Yeah.
Right. You can make an impact with your gift, whether you are present or not in the physical space, because you come through with your gift. What I mean by that is, when I perform a song, okay, the best thing to me about songwriting and performance is that if I'm sitting in front of an audience and I play a song, the song is the one thing that I get to hold on to and give away at the same time.
Wow.
Right? Wow. How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
Right? Because whenever I play a song, I'm taken back to the moment that I wrote it and what it meant for me. But the audience takes that song and it becomes theirs. They take it and they think, what moment in my life is this song reflecting back at me, right? And so they have their own energy. The audience has their own energy. And it's like playing this beautiful game of energetic ping pong where I sort of like serve the song to the audience. And then the audience serves it back to me. And the ball gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger each time. And by the end of that experience, there's this explosion of energy where everyone universally comes together under the carnal power that is music. And that's why I love it so much.
I love you, man. I do, brother. I love you so much.
I'm trying.
No. I mean, I can't keep up with all the mic drop moments, honestly, which is a beautiful thing. I was just thinking too that music's so powerful that it said that it's one of the things that's constantly ongoing in eternity in heaven. Constantly ongoing. It never stops. It never ceases. It has its own frequency. All right, so I made the audience wait long enough. So Chris has been polite enough to be willing to do maybe a few songs while we're doing the podcast. And if you want to grab your car, I'll real fast. But
Sure.
You guys just heard the heart behind the man who's writing this music and kind of what he's doing behind the scenes. And most of the most beautiful things in your life will actually come in the places where you don't feel seen, don't feel valued. So before he plays the song, I would like you to consider thinking about a time where you felt unheard, unseen, maybe under-marginalized, maybe forgotten about. And I want to remind you that in those moments you are seen. You may not be seen by the people that you want to see you, but you're seen by a divine source that surrounds you and in my world radiates through you. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into Chris Hendricks and Affliction. And feel free to set the song up if you want to do some more as well. That's such a cool tuner.
It is. I stole it from my guitar player, Matt. So when he watches this podcast, he's going to see this tutor and be like, I was wondering where that went.
And feel free to sing it like you sing it.
Oh, I don't know any other way to do it, my friend.
Well, I've seen you in a rock setting. I've also seen you in a ballad setting. So you rock it both ways.
Well, y'all, the only way I can describe this is it's my life story. It's my soul, really, in 3.5 minutes. So I hope you like it. It's called Affliction.
One day long ago, Mama picked me up from school. She said, son, won't you tell me what's bothering you? I said, no, Mama, no, won't you leave me be? She said, son, you know better than to lie to me. Didn't they hurt you, boy? No, 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 no. Didn't they curse you, boy? No, 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 no. Didn't they mock you, boy? No, 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 no. What's their problem then? Well, Mom, it's gotta be my affliction. Let's rewind the clock, maybe 8 months ago, when the tracks of my tears were begging for snow. My angel, oh my angel, what are you doing this for? She said, I don't know, baby, I don't love you no more. It's the way you dress. Oh, why, it's the way you dance. Oh, why, it's the way you move. Oh, why does it matter so much? Oh, yeah, it's gotta be my affliction. The devil, he once told me, you must stop this message, son. I said, didn't you hear Sammy say a change is gonna come? Now I will be the message my people need, you see. And I will give my broken brothers sanctuary, but they will hurt you, boy. I know, they'll condemn you, boy. I know, may kill you, boy. I know that I got a beating though. Oh, Lord, I've got to beat my affliction.
I'm always stunned. But I've had the fortunate pleasure of hearing it numerous times.
Thank you.
It actually leads me into another important question.
Sure.
And when I hear you sing and I hear your song, when you're songwriting, like how you write,
Yeah.
Like it's about as authentic, as honest as it gets. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's like noise and it's like it's like we're going to war. Like let's pump up, let's go, or Affliction, or dude, you got so much new music that you're about to release, which I'm excited about. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm having a hard time understanding, and I think the audience will too, which is why I want to talk about it. I'm having a hard time understanding why you chose to leave music for a while.
Oh, that's the easiest answer on the planet. I became a father. I mean, my daughter, who's 7 now, she's a 7-year-old tornado, and I wouldn't have it any other way. My family is everything, and she is everything. And as wonderful, and as high as my trajectory was going at the time, it just was not. It wasn't paying. It was paying my bills, but it wasn't paying the family's bills.
Basically, the uncertainty of not knowing.
Yeah. And so, I pulled my other half, Heather, to my chest and gave her a hug and said, we are going to figure this out. We are going to make this magic work. And so I stepped away from music and decided to sell insurance for a while, of all things. And I did that for several years, and I was successful at it, but I wasn't authentically successful. And my other half knew it. That's just the fact. And Heather, several months ago, had the strength to pull me aside and say, "What are you doing? I know you. This isn't you. You are a musician. You are a keynote speaker. That is what you are supposed to be doing. You are supposed to be transforming the world, making the world a better place with your authentic self, and you are not being your authentic self right now." And I just looked at her and I said, "Sweetheart, we need buddy." And she said, "The buddy will come."
She called you higher.
Yeah, and that was it. She said it, and really,
how did it feel when she said it?
Man, honestly, as a person who talks way too much, there are no words to describe that feeling. This shield of faith that I didn't know was there appeared, and I was able to take the leap. And every time I leapt, the net appeared, and the net continuously has become this trampoline that has propelled me higher ever since. Opportunities have shown up, and I'm just being real with your audience right now. Like, I'm not doing it full time yet, but I see it. It is clearer than ever, and it becomes clearer and clearer every single day that this is the path, and that everything is going to be okay, and I am going to be able to serve. I am going to be able to take care of business.
You're already doing it. You're already serving, dude.
Thank you.
Like, it's not an if and when. It's happening. I didn't, as a close friend, I didn't understand I understood wanting to take care of your family. I've been motivated by that myself. But I think during that season, I think a part of me just like mourned a little bit for a part of you.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. I was.
I've watched you move crowds of people to tears, to laughter, to connection, over and over and over again. And I was like, I don't understand. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand. But to have a partner like Heather come to you and call you higher, there is no greater partner.
Absolutely. Just before I went to sleep last night, as a matter of fact, I'll read it really quick. Just before I went to sleep last night, I just texted her. I said, "I'm a very lucky man to have you," because honestly, as much of a miracle as my daughter is, and she knows that we do everything we can to let her know that every day. I don't know. I don't know where I would be emotionally. I don't know where my soul would be had she not pulled me aside and gave me that push. And it's funny because she wasn't the only one, but
that is an important one.
but well, that's what I mean. It's like sometimes it's not the message, but the person, right?
Yeah.
And how important they are to you. Like sometimes you just cannot see the forest through the trees until the ones you love the most step up and clear the path for you.
Bro, you're a walking mic drop machine. I hope people are taking notes. Man. Wow. Well, I'm gonna give you a new awareness to share with Heather. So when Heather watches this, she can hear this. Yeah. But by calling you higher, she's given a voice to the marginless or margin to call them higher.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in bat signals.
Oh yeah.
Right? So I believe that it only takes one. And it would be a wonderful miracle if all of a sudden 1 became 100, 100 became 1,000, 1,000 became 1,000,000, 1,000,000 became 10 million, of bat signals everywhere of hope and inspiration and encouragement and empowerment and education, shifting the soul set, shifting the mindset. But when she called you higher, when she said, "This ain't you, bud, you got to get your butt back out there." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She unknowingly is playing an active role in calling other people higher.
Yeah. Well, and that's the power of communication, right? Sometimes, and this is why I write. This is why I perform. People don't often give enough credit to not only words that are said, but the conduit of those words, right? I mean, words carry an energy. And really a blending of energies. You put your heart into words, and then the words are thrown into the ether, and the audience can catch them or not, right? But when they absorb those words, they're absorbing a piece of your heart. Whether you like it or not, that happens. Which is why if you're called to be a speaker or a thought leader, whether you like it or not, you are giving your heart to the world.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you better be really, really protective of that heart and that messaging and who you're standing with and what you're sharing, because you are putting yourself, like, that is the ultimate vulnerability, because you're saying to the world, I am willing to be vulnerable for your sake, and an audience to receive that, man, that is risk. That is the ultimate risk. But the beauty in that risk is every time you step in front of an audience, if you choose to love that audience, no harm can come to you. So regardless of where any member of that audience is on their own journey, as long as you are loving them every step of the way, even if they disagree with you or your message for whatever reason doesn't resonate, you're set. If you lead with love, you are protected for all time.
Yeah, man. Ken and I have a good friend, Henry Amar, who I'm excited for you to meet one day. I know I've been trying to orchestrate that for a little while. But he has this saying, I don't know if it's his or not. I'll probably actually butcher it. But it lends to what you were just saying, as far as other people being able to catch a frequency, if you will, word, song, tone, whatever, that resonates with them. And he says, if you see it, you got it. So if you can see it in someone else, you have that same quality yourself, which is why you identify with that quality. And that's always made a lot of sense to me because, again, I've watched you move countless people in countless rooms. And again, a little piece of me mourned a little bit when you gave up music for a while, right? Yeah. And at the same time, I also understand family.
Yeah.
You know, so the beauty of Heather coming back around is like calling you higher, calling you back out, stuff like that, or calling you forward, as my girlfriend would say. She goes, in fact, she told me one time, she goes, I always want to be even if I'm the only one, I always want to be the one who reminds you of who you are, who you really are.
I love that.
Right. She goes, and she's been telling me recently, she's been like, she reminded me last night, we were talking to her last night before bed, you know, she lives a little ways away from me and stuff. So anyway, so she said a comment last, she goes, I just want you, when you go into tomorrow and the last couple of days, I want you to remember that you've been talking about Safe Haven and having leaders at Safe Haven for months. And she goes, I don't want you to miss the fact that it's happening.
See, that's a quote from me, right? I don't want you to miss the fact that it's happening. Like, I almost want to put that on one of those fancy frames.
I know you'll probably write a song about it tonight. So.
That's probably
But I mean, but that's so important, right?
yeah.
It's so important to realize that so many times, and this is for anyone who's a high achiever or wants big things in life or wants to step out of the boat, so to speak, and walk on water in whatever, lane or conduit that is. It's a reminder that 9 times out of 10, most of us are focused on the destination rather than being present in the moment that is actually creating the meaning and the significance behind the maybe one day destination. I told you last night at dinner that I still see big things for you personally. This is me. And bigger than you see them. And I know you have large aspirations, and you should. But there's also this element of the continuity of humility in the act of love, in the service of others, in the voice of truth that creates the authentic conduit in which people can identify with. And one of the things that I think is really cool, and I'm super excited about this actually, because I don't think this has been done before, not in the music business, is inviting people to come with you on the journey. Invite them into the songwriting process, invite them into the producing process, invite them into what it means to create or co-create. So tell me a little bit about, traditional music business and why you guys have decided to do something a little different and partner with people in creating the next album.
Well, so first of all, traditional music business. There's no traditional music business anymore. Traditional music business that people, learned about in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it's gone. It's gone with the digital revolution. Completely gone. It is shifted completely from I guess you would call it a conglomerate model where you lean into things like labels and such to a community model, right? And here's the truth. The truth is that every single human being on this planet has cracks in their heart. Every single human being. But those cracks of the heart are healed by the gold of relationships, right? The gold of the right relationships. Like the example that you offered with Heather, calling you forward, calling me forward, calling me higher, right? So why not take that to the next level when it comes to creating music and creating transformation and leading a mission? Why not offer people who are moved by songs and moved by words an opportunity to truly be a part of the community, to truly be a partner in what you're creating, which is why I'm really, really excited about what we're doing, me and my team. So first of all, first full-length album set to come out Q1 of next year, 10 songs, okay, which I've never done that many in
It's just funny because you have 1,000 songs in backlog.
Right, in terms of like recording it.
Yeah.
Right. But actually, like, it's way more than the music. Again, I go back to the mission of ensuring that 1 million people can look into the mirror and see a better version of themselves as a result of the things that I say and the music that I perform, right?
I'm going to pause you there. I don't want to. I want the audience to ensure that they capture this subtle shift. I can't tell you how many times I've been around people who carry a bright frequency and all this kind of stuff and are good people and they're out there to do good in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
But when they say, they will historically say something around the phrase of, I just want to be in front of 1 million people.
Right.
Or I just want to serve 1 million people. You're saying, and this is where I think the purity needs to be dissected and separated.
Yeah.
Right? You're saying, I just want them to see themselves.
Absolutely.
That is a very stark difference than the vast majority of us that put ourselves out there in a public arena.
And here's the thing. I don't just want them to see themselves. I want them to see themselves and be thrilled about it. Because they should. The chances of us being able to experience this thing called life are infinitesimal. The fact that we are here in the blink of an eye is extraordinary. And I want people to recognize that that blink of an eye is indeed extraordinary. That the universe is extraordinary and that they are extraordinary, that the collective is extraordinary. This is an extraordinary experience. Extraordinary. There is nothing ordinary about this. And the more people recognize that in themselves and in their environment, the better the collective of this world is going to be. Hands down. That's why what we're doing right now, it's not about the music. It is about the movement. All right. Yes, music is this energetic, carnal things that make people feel everything from vulnerability to triumph. And that is beautiful. But what does the music lead people to do? What are we going to do beyond that? And right now, we need connection more than ever. And that is what we're doing with these 10 songs. That is what we're doing with this community that we are trying to build, right? In, these, it's 5 phases of mission building that starts with humanity. And in the middle, somewhere is great material. And at the end is transformation.
Dude. And there, you know what, we were talking before last night, but one of the things I thought was really stinking cool was when you start physically accepting people to join you in helping put this album together. Yeah, you guys are going to memorialize that in an actual LP.
Yeah,
like they're going to see their name literally on the thing as being co-creators and producers and all kinds of stuff. So, what made you guys decide to want to do that? I mean, I take that back. I think I already know the answer. The audience may not know the answer. But again, you're starting to flip music on its head a little bit. It's no longer about how big can the artist be. It's about how big of a heart can we build in the audience.
Yes. How big that is the exact flip. It is no longer the music will help create community, but that's not step one, right? Now we're flipping it on its head, completely upside down. How can the community help create the music? One person at a time. Because we've seen this happen. I've over the last 20 years, the craziest thing that I've had the privilege of bearing witness to is when a song truly impacts someone, truly moves them. Right. I'm really, really fortunate to have had multiple instances of individuals who've come up to me after a talk or after a concert and said, this song or this moment took me back to A, B, C, D, E, F, G moment in my life. And then they've opened up and they've shared their vulnerability with me. Vulnerability, here's what's beautiful about vulnerability, is that it's sticky.
Tell me more.
Vulnerability is a sticky energy. If you have the courage to be authentically vulnerable with someone else, it not only showcases the empathy that you have within you, but it opens up the opportunity for somebody else to be empathetic as well and join you in that empathy. And all of a sudden, you have developed a genuine relationship in a really, really short period of time. I mean, you can have a conversation, that lasts 2 or 3 minutes, but that conversation and that relationship sticks with you for a lifetime. I remember those moments after giving a talk, after performing, and there are countless stories that stick in my brain, names, places, and vulnerabilities that help shape the message that I share in my writing now. And we were talking about this right before the podcast. Social media is the longest double-edged sword, in my opinion, to ever exist, right? It's a failed social experiment where people are feeling more disconnected than ever. But at the same time, if it is used in the right way with the conduit of genuine authenticity and vulnerability, the megaphone that you can create with it, the closeness that you can create with it, and the ripple effect of that closeness is infinite. It's infinite, and I think that we know that. I think the human collective knows that, and so and that's why no matter how harsh the social media environment gets, because let's be real, we're disconnected right now, right? But no matter how harsh it gets, I think that the heart of humanity knows that there is a way forward, and the way forward is the stickiness of that vulnerability and the courage to be willing to stick to somebody else, because we're all hurting. But again, let's collectively be healed by by those golden relationships. I think it is truly possible. And look, that's what we're doing with this album and this mission and this movement.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure you guys give me the link, because I really want people to check it out. I really want people to become co-founders of this thing. So I know this is, I know obviously it seems like phase one is obviously just connection, right? Just reaching, getting connected with folks. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up having a phase 6. All right. And here's my here. I'm going to call this out right now here in public on the air, if you will. I think phase 6 for you and the team, especially since I'm kind of talking to folks behind the scenes as well. I think phase 6, I would be surprised if you guys somehow create a record label that is about the audience and not about the artist. And the artists that you bring in are about the audience, not about themselves.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that happens.
Honestly, I mean, you sort of just blew my mind, but I think a piece of my heart just got a little bit bigger. Just based on.
I think I shared this with you last night. I mean, yeah, you could get signed with another major label or something like that. Make sure you pay attention to the fine print this time.
That's a whole nother story. Yes.
But you could do that. But I think the journey that you've been on specifically kind of teaches against that.
Yeah.
I think taking that route is an inauthentic route unless, a future signing with somebody else is literally what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Which I don't know it exists, so which means I think you're going to have to create it.
I was going to say, I don't know of, and I don't know every label that's out there, so I can't speak to the entire industry, but right now all I hear is horror stories, right? Young kids who are really talented and they build an audience on social media because they made videos in their kitchen on their phone, which is what I'm doing right now, right? But there's a difference between doing that and then walking on stage in front of 20,000 people. And labels will sign these kids just based on their following.
To get access to the audience.
And then they'll put the kids on tour. and then the kids step in front of these huge audiences that they've never experienced that energy before, and they freeze up. They're terrified because there's a huge difference between sitting in your kitchen at your kitchen table and singing a song and having people digitally experience versus going in front of a live audience. There is still an energetic difference between those things. So I think the more we lean into building a community, a phase 6, if you will, the more we take our power back as artists, and we do what we want with those connections, and the family, the community that you build, starts sort of feeding into itself, and the people that want to be there authentically with you will stay, and the wrong people will fall away, and you'll build exactly what you want to build, one person at a time.
It's so crazy you say that because I feel like a lot of us try to hold on to the people that should go, and we almost resist the people that should come.
Well, you know that I have personally,
you know that I have too.
You know that I've personally struggled with that. So,
well, all right. So I'm gonna now my mind's spinning. Like I have a business brain, right? So I think it would be super stinking. So in the business world, they have something called going public, and when you take a company public, that means other people in the world have access to buying equity in that company, and as the company's value increases, it creates either more equity per person, or it creates more people who are buying equity. I think it would be super freaking cool that everybody who is actually consuming the music and using sharing the music and loving on the music and like all this kind of stuff, whether it's just you as an artist or whether it's other people as an artist, it'd be super cool if there was an environment in which basically every time they purchased a song or purchased this or purchased that, they also have equity in the company. So it's like it allows for a complete circle of life. Yeah. Right. So there's no usury. You just mentioned some poor behaviors, and it's usury. You know, taking a young kid has never been X, Y, and Z. Their character may not be shaped yet. They're twice as likely to get involved in all kinds of substance abuses or all kinds of other things, because to steward a voice that has massive reach, it takes a level of character to do it well.
Absolutely.
The ability to say no to stuff that you know is not for you.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I would say that's probably the thing that most people learn the latest or at the last minute. And it's another reason why I'm actually so grateful. It's so funny. Hardship is so important. Just a quick pivot. Like, hardship in life shapes life. It's just so important that we experience it. And I think that people with conditions, as I call it, as a culture and as a subculture, specifically around disability, whether you can see it or not, we spend so much time focusing on the mountains that we have to face every day rather than focusing on the value that we bring to the table, right? And life in general is or social media, I should say, is doing its best to convince us that those hardships and those experiences are not a good thing. And this is, I'm going to circle back to your point now. I am so thankful that I am 40 and I am experiencing this now. Had things worked out for me back when I was 21, 22, 23, when I wanted them to work out, it would not have gone well for me. It would not have gone well for me. And I went through a period of time where I was, anger is not even the right word, I was livid because, as you have shared with me personally as a close friend, I feel that I've come so close so many times. And if you recall, several months ago, I wrote you a long email about how frustrated I was, and you gave me some tough love, as you call it.
I said it in love.
Absolutely.
I tried to call you higher.
Absolutely. And a key part of that messaging was that timing is everything, but it's not your timing. It's not your timing.
Divine timing, yeah.
And there is a lie specifically in the music industry that is finally being peeled back, which is youth is the only way forward, right? In order,
I think the youth strategy is because you can control the youth.
absolutely,
So you can control what they sing, because if you don't sing this, or you don't do this song, or dress this specific way, or dance this specific way, then everything that we've given you is going to go away.
yeah, and they want to make you think that it's longevity, but I don't think that's true, right?
Is it an authenticity?
Yeah. The original idea is if we sign you when you're 15, 16, 17, you're the trajectory of your career, you'll last 10, 20
Well,
years.
tell that to the Rolling Stones, or Aerosmith, or Bob Dylan, or Frank Sinatra, or
Exactly. Or Jelly Roll.
Jelly-
Jelly
yeah,
Roll
yeah.
who won Artist of the Year at the age of 39. And I mean, you want to talk about a dude who won from a basis of authenticity. Man, that dude, authentic as all get out.
yeah. Man. Well, first of all, I want to applaud you for opening your heart and your mind to bring people along with you. I feel like, and I watched an organization called Angel Studios do this with TV's production and shows.
Chosen
was one of the major
one of
ones.
them.
That was the one where they perfected the model. And despite their current relationship in general, I think it's very wise. I think it's very wise to put the audience first, right? Because again, as long as I have known you, you've always put the audience first. You've always made yourself available. You've always sung to the heart. It's never, ever, ever, ever been about Chris Hendricks. It's always been about, how does the music change the heart? How can this music, this message, and what's unique about you is you have a perfected depth that allows you to not just be a singer-songwriter musician, but a voice of transformation. Even when you founded Perfectly Afflicted, which is your nonprofit, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about that in a couple minutes as well. But when you founded that, it was always about people that felt forgotten.
Yeah. We have to, as individuals, it's funny. I come from an artist background and you have a business mind. But I personally believe whether you are trying to build an audience with music or you're trying to build a brick and mortar company, you have to have a steadfast belief that people are going to believe in you. And you also have to believe that the more vulnerable...
I should say they're going to believe in themselves through you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a better way to put it. They're going to believe in themselves through you. And the more vulnerable you are, the more that belief shines through. And there's a weight to that shine.
Yeah.
There's a weight to that shine. And the heavier that shine, the stronger that shine, and the wider that shine, the higher you grow as an influencer, and the faster your company is going to grow. So in other words, what we're doing right now, we have no choice but to believe in the audience. That's why I was talking about TikTok Live with you last night. The coolest thing to me about TikTok Live specifically is that you can press a button and then strangers over the next couple seconds or minutes or whatever enter your world, and based on the energy that you put out, they decide whether they want to stay or go. And they'll decide within
seconds, 2 seconds.
Seconds. So you will know. That's really, really direct feedback for you as a singer-songwriter or as a business owner.
Yeah.
You will know immediately, is what I am putting out working, or do I need to pivot, and how do I need to pivot? And in a very, very short time, in the last couple of weeks since I started, an audience has been showing up, which is telling me that we are on the right path as as a team.
Yeah.
And I've never believed in the music, the message, or the movement more than I do right now.
Yeah. Now, well, you got a lot of reason to. I mean, again, the world is more divisive than it's ever been, and there's not a lot of bridge builders. And I'm happy that you're one. I'm happy that I'm one. A lot of the folks that obviously I'm associate myself with are ones as well. Yeah, I do think it's awesome. You know, in becoming vulnerable, there's a lot of risk with that.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of, sometimes I think maybe we're vulnerable with the wrong people. I don't know. But I think it's really important to be yourself.
It's absolutely everything. And the right thing is always worth the risk. The right thing is always worth the risk. And with, masculinity in general, but this is true with, the feminine side of things too. But again, as you said earlier on in the podcast, we are finally starting to peel back that layer of, it's hard for men to be vulnerable, not just with women, but with anybody. And that's because there's two sides to it. Like masculinity is a beautiful and it's a powerful thing, but used in the wrong context and in the wrong way, it can be it's a dangerous, it's a dangerous tool.
Yeah.
Right. And the cure for that shadow side is vulnerability. And being willing to put yourself out there. That's why I love your concept of the lion and the lamb, right? Because it's
you can't have polarity without duality.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not about running away from anything. I mean, that's the beauty of cerebral palsy. I can't run at all.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's
about. I think it's about one of the things that I've been adamant about, and this is something that you've done from the get-go. It's funny now that I know this concept exists. I see it in people like you and a handful of others, but it's actually the ability to love the sides of yourself that you've always resisted.
Absolutely.
And it's you can't ever become fully integrated, what I refer to as becoming one part lion and one part lamb, right? In maturity, because there's an immature concept of it and there's mature concept of it. Immature lions, dominant, controlling, manipulative. Immature lamb is going to be people-pleasing, self-abandoning, over-functioning, stuff like that, right? But you get a mature lion, a mature lamb. So stable, strong, protective, consistent, right? Leadership, true leadership. With the lamb side, empathy, compassion, joy, mercy, right? When you can integrate those two, then you really do become whole self. But you can't do that until you accept all of yourself.
Absolutely. Here's why I'm really, really happy to hear you say that, because most people don't know this about me, right? It took me a longer time than I would like to admit to really embrace my condition and the side effect gifts that came with it, particularly as an artist, because not just as an artist and as a creative, but again, the culture of people with disability, ultimately at our core, we want to be taken seriously. We want to be seen as human and part of the collective humanity. And through, honestly, art, movies, and just what we see from our able-bodied counterparts is a lot of times, people often feel sorry for us. People often use, use people with conditions to sort of lift themselves up in their day-to-day lives. Like, for instance, look at the hardship that this person is experiencing. I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
This makes me feel better as a person. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But at the end of the day, there are certain characteristics that people with disabilities, whether seen or unseen, whether they like it or not.
That was actually really something that was really important you said last night we were having dinner with Ken.
Yeah.
Is that you said something in the nature of, at least I have my disabilities on my outside.
Yeah. I'm so grateful to wear my scars on the outside. I'm so grateful because the story out there for everyone. And that story creates, curiosity. It's funny. One of the, back in the day when I was doing insurance sales, it was so funny because I got one of two reactions from individuals when I was presenting them the opportunity, and any opportunity really. And one of those reactions was confusion and concern because they had never interacted with someone with a disability before and they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Or a sense of curiosity because someone in their lives, it wasn't necessarily cerebral palsy, but someone in their lives had something going on with them and there was something that they felt they could relate to in that moment. But either way, when it came to that interaction, I won. I won as a person because if the person is confused and feels a sense of chaos in them, and they're sort of stuck there, they're frozen. They don't know what to do. They can't leave because they're experiencing something. Their brain doesn't know what to do with it. Either if you're stuck in the same place and you can't move, I still have 3 or 4 minutes to share my story with you. And because you can't move, you have to sit there and absorb it. And because you have to sit there and absorb it, we have no choice but to form some sort of relationship, right? Yeah. 9 times out of 10, a person without, if you don't wear your scars on the outside, you don't have that same opportunity. But here's what I'll say for those of us that have conditions on the inside. They too carry with them an energy. And so even if you don't necessarily feel like people can connect with your vulnerability, believe me, they absolutely can. Humanity, every single human being on this planet is a magnet. And so again, whether you like it or not, your trauma, whatever you have experienced, right? There is a longing for other members of the human race to be drawn to you. And that longing is so powerful. They're so hungry for you. So I encourage you to really embrace that, the energy that you carry with you inside, that scar that you carry with you inside. I really encourage you to embrace the energy that goes along with it, because you would be amazed at your capacity to heal as a result of what's going on inside of you.
Wow. I'm going to share something that's really random. You're not going to be seeing this coming. I don't know that I've ever done this on camera before, actually, either.
I love it.
So I meet a lot of people, okay? And I've been, for a number of years now, ever since I kind of met Jesus at a litter box, which is a long story. It's in the book. If you ever want to read this story.
Your first book? Because I read your first book.
Yeah, my first book, yeah. So you know the litter box story then. Most people, okay, if they're struggling, they have a guardian angel that walks with them, that weeps for them. If they're thriving, they have a guardian angel that stands guard over them. What's really interesting about you is you don't have one angel, you have two. You have a male angel and you have a female angel. And all I see them doing right now is they're just going, yeah. Like they are freaking excited.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever done that on camera before, so that's basically weird to some people. But it doesn't happen all the time. But occasionally, I get glimpses into other spaces.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
I want you to surprise me, man. Surprise me. I mean, obviously, we're going to go to iamchrishendricks.com/be-yourself, which is where people can actually partner with you guys and play an active role in producing an album, which is freaking cool, by the way. I mean, like the average person can just say, you know what? I'm a music producer. You know what I'm saying? That's so cool.
It is. It's beautiful.
So everybody go to iamchrishendricks.com/be-yourself. You're gonna see a little different ways you can partner if you're interested. I'm doing it. I know I am, so I've already committed.
Thank you.
The world needs to hear you, bro. So it is what it is. I don't know anybody else in the music space that is carrying carrying into the lives of other people what you're carrying into the lives of other people. I just don't know. I've met a lot of really amazing artists, but most of the artists are about being seen and being heard.
Yeah.
You're about making other people feel seen and heard. It's very different.
Thank you. Well, we've got to, I mean, you know this in business, you got to find your own blue ocean, right? It's so important. And I recognize that as much as I love to sing, and I'm not being self-deprecating here, right? As much as I love to sing and write music, there's billions of people on this earth, and many of us have been gifted the ability to sing. Many of us have been gifted the ability to
Not me.
To write songs. Well, not everybody. Everybody's got their thing, right?
I can write books.
But you know, and even with the advent of these shows like The Voice and America's Got Talent and stuff, I see the extraordinary. Again, I go back to that. That's like been my word on this podcast. Extraordinary. You see these extraordinary voices, like the guy that was the janitor for 20 years who just won America.
Yeah, the Ken showed us last night.
America's Got Talent. Absolutely insane.
Reincarnate Steve Perry. Reincarnate.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Journey 2.0. Right. It's not a competition. I'm not here to compete with that. We are building something bigger than the music, which is why I think people have been drawn to it and want to be a part of it. And I'm really excited. This is going to sound strange. I'm really excited about the fact that I don't know what's going to happen.
I do.
And and that's the thing is, a lot of times there's a fear that comes with the unknown
For all of us.
Right, absolutely. But the fear has really turned into possibility. Thanks to whatever you want, the combination of vulnerability and resilience. Again, we go back to this idea of magnetism. I think that we've drawn the right people into the right spaces, and it's honestly thanks to people like yourself and
Thank
people
you.
like my team.
Thank you.
That have really helped, again, change the way I see the future of what we're building and the future of music, and I'm just so excited.
I love it. I think one of the coolest things is a byproduct of people going to iamchrishendricks.com /be yourself is not only can they join and become a co-creator of the album, but I'm really excited that all these people will be lumped together and you'll do a private show with them and some of their friends.
It's my favorite thing to do. I mean, really, because what comes along with vulnerability is intimacy. And look, I know you share this with me all the time, and you've always been very encouraging. Like, big things for you, Chris. Big, and that is a beautiful image. But there is something really special about a bunch of people being together in a small room with me and an acoustic guitar or two acoustic guitars and playing the music and sharing the story behind the song. It's just, it's different because what happens afterwards, after those experiences, is those individuals come up to you and you have an opportunity to forge a real relationship. And that's not always possible when you're playing for 5,000, 10,000 people. I would love for that to be possible. I would love for that to be.
It's a different exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different exposure. I mean, think about the various artists that do play, that's all they do is large arenas.
Yeah.
I think Ken was sharing with me that there's a place in Tennessee where artists are all kind of in the same neighborhood. And they legitimately, as artists, just get together and play block parties for themselves.
That's
right?
awesome.
But yet, there's a, I don't know, it's different. So I want to applaud you guys for doing that because I feel like it's really wise. I feel like it will create long-standing connection. And I'm excited about that. So I'm curious. You told me you had another song, but you wouldn't tell me what it was. So I want you to tell me about it, and then let's jump into it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you two choices.
Oh no, choices.
Yeah, I'm going to give you two choices, and I think I know which one you're going to pick.
Yes, I am.
But you'll be happy. You'll be happy either way. So there's 2 songs. One I may not release. I told you about it last night.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
It's the song that I wrote for my wife and daughter that I may let another artist cut. The other song is one of the reasons why I've been able to really pour out over the last year or two is I turned 40 recently, and I'm mourning my childhood. I'm a child of the 90s. Okay. And one of the things that I did was I basically took all the songs that I fell in love with as a kid, all of the song titles, and used it to build a unique song.
A quilt.
That
a quilt.
a quilt.
A quilted song.
That I'm gonna gift to the musical the community that we're building. That's exclusively for them. And both of them are intimate. I think you will appreciate either one. You tell me which one you want to hear.
Oh gosh. Oh, so we have option A and option B.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Option A is the story of my family. Option B is
which another artist is really after you. Told me about the artist.
Yes.
And like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
This after you cut that song. Okay, cool. So that's option A and option B. Quest. Option A or option B? Option B. All right.
B.
Option B it is.
okay.
That means God is going to hold that song back for a little bit.
I got you covered. All right. So the working title of this song is it's called MTV.
MTV.
And I hope you like it.
Mr. Jones, where you been? I'm coming undone since back then. I wanna wake up where you are, counting crows out the window of a stick shift car, going 500 miles and 500 more to find the dream lover we were looking for. But we both know at the end of the road that I can't make her love me if she don't. I want my MTV. I want my MTV. I want my MTV. Say my name, black old sun. Tell me no rain's gonna come. I'm leaving my religion at home. Saying, hey, Barbie girl, you are not alone. You can color me bad, 'cause black or white, you'll find our true colors by the end of the night. My heart'll go on while you chase waterfalls. You and me gonna be just another sad love song. I want my MTV. I want my MTV. You ought to know I am torn between right now and when I was born. Back when I believed I could fly, holding on, never longing to get up again and try. Thinking one sweet day, if I take a free fall, I could break from the cover of this wonder wall. We turn back time just to save tonight. If only we could all stay here at this one headlight. I want my MTV. I want my MTV. One more kiss from a rose. Ain't that just the way love goes? You fall asleep to MTV, and then it's back to life, back to reality.
Dude, I I heard like 1,000 song titles in there. That was pretty freaking amazing, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just had a glimpse. So when people go to iamchrishendricks.com/be yourself, okay, and they choose one of a handful of options to play an active role in partnership. I know that one of the things that you did for the folks who want to be executive producers on the album was actually come up with the idea of actually writing them a song.
Yeah.
That you'll perform for them. That's kind of like, you've done it for me many times. You've created music and just done it for special occasions, which I've always loved and appreciated. But I'm thinking that meetup should be the pre-release party of the album. Right? So that's the pre-release party. And if you and the team are up for it, once we've got the album fully produced and ready to release to the public,
Yeah.
I think we do the entire thing here at Safe Haven.
Dude, I'm down. I'll declare it on the podcast. My team is just gonna have to be okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that people want to be some part of something bigger. And a lot of times we're scared to do it ourselves. So sometimes the best way to even step into your own calling, anointing, or purpose is to come alongside of somebody else's that's actually doing something massive. And I want to applaud you for that. But we got a couple minutes left. I want to talk about Perfectly Afflicted. And tell me the heart behind Perfectly Afflicted. What was the genesis of it? I know at one time it had a clothing line. I mean,
Yep.
what is the future that you would like to see happen with Perfectly Afflicted?
Well, really, the time and dedication is what I see, and here's what I mean by that. So the genesis of Perfectly Afflicted, of course, the name comes from the song "Affliction," which y'all heard, and essentially the message of Perfectly Afflicted, or at least as we originally conceived it, is you are not alone. That's the message. Pure and simple. You are not alone. It started as a for-profit t-shirt company where we would design t-shirts with positive messaging, and then a portion of those t-shirts would go towards a cause that elevates the social emotional empowerment of people young and old. Like the original genesis was specifically young people, and then we were like, we want to help everybody. We all wish we could help everybody. We can't help everybody, but we want to help everybody, right? And then again, as a result of everything that I had going on in my life, for a variety of reasons, Perfectly Afflicted had to kind of go back on a shelf, and it needs. It exists. It's present. All the bills are paid, but the messaging of Perfectly Afflicted has really shifted a bit, and I want to have the time and the funds, honestly, to really build it out, and again reignite possibility with Perfectly Afflicted, and specifically, and again, we've got a board, and the shifting of messaging is always a board decision, but I have a specific passion for people with disabilities. I always have. I mean, it's a part of me, and it's a part of me that I don't know if we actually talked about this, but I tried to run away from it for a long time.
We'll talk about it.
Ironically,
yeah,
because I wanted. Again, I wanted people to take me seriously, and I thought that if you put the condition, at least I thought if you put the condition first, there was no way anyone was going to take my music or my speaking seriously, because you see that a lot in the world of disability. And I'm not knocking any speakers out there who do this, because disability is part of your story, and it's part of my story, and I embrace that, right? But a lot of times, the only story you hear from this culture of individuals is, the mountain of my life is my disability. I can climb it. You can too. Yeah, that's great. But the takeaway from that is esoteric. It's ethereal. You can't really grab a hold of something there. Whereas I want people with disabilities around the country to really lean into the value that they have, not in spite of their condition, but because of it. There is value in standing out in a room because you have a condition. There is value in the inherent empathy that you bring out of another individual as a result of their condition. There is a tremendous value in the fact that you go into a world that was not necessarily set up for you, and therefore you have to become an adaptable human being. A lot of times people in the able-bodied community have to have some sort of meteor hit them in their life in order to become adaptable people. I am super, super fortunate to have been born without oxygen because I had to become an adaptable human being from birth. And let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, at some point in your life, you're going to join my team. You're going to become disabled. Might not happen tomorrow, might not happen until you're 90, might not happen until you're 100, but you're going to join my team. This is
Where the body doesn't want to cooperate.
Absolutely. You will join my crew, whether you like it or not. And so I've rethought Perfectly Afflicted a lot, and I really do want to use Perfectly Afflicted to specifically serve people with disabilities. So one of the things that I hope to do, with this music and this movement that we are building, is use its success to pour back into and to reignite Perfectly Afflicted, so it can really serve the people.
Yeah, no, I think that's brilliant. That's why I wanted to mention it, because again, you guys have seen. I don't know how many examples you need about where Chris's actual focus is, where his heart is, but I really believe, they needed to hear that.
Thank you.
And I think they needed to hear that because there's nothing about the Chris Hendricks ecosystem that is selfish in nature, right? There's obviously taking care and providing your family for a nice life and raising children and things like that are great, but like you don't have aspirations to just do dumb stuff with money, right? And you're the opposite. You're like, how can I use resource to fix areas of the world that are basically broken? Like whether, how can we do benefit concerts? How can we encourage somebody in a hospital? Like you're just, this is one of the reasons I've always supported you, as far as like your passion for music. And I mean, the gift is the gift, right? So that's beautiful and wonderful, but it's what you want to do with the gift.
Yeah.
It's what you want to do with the gift that makes it a gift.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's the gift that creates gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it's the greatest proof of concept ever, because nothing to me feels better than a person who you have connected with using a song or speaking, then again coming up to you and sharing your story. Here's the craziest thing. I'll tell you a really, really quick anecdote. A couple years ago, I was invited to speak and play music in Orlando over at Disney, and I went to the airport at RDU, and again, because I have a condition, I went up to the agent early and said, hey, what's your pre-boarding policy? What do I need to do? And the guy at the counter said, I know who you are. You're Chris Hendricks. And I saw you speak at my middle school years ago. And now I'm going to become a pilot, and you are partially responsible for that. So I'm going to upgrade your ticket. Congratulations. You're going to fly first class for this trip. And that did two things for me. It was like, one, you're aging, right? Because this person saw me speak in middle school, is now an adult, right? But two, impact lasts a lifetime. If a piece of that impact is a result of one or two people having the courage to be vulnerable, that lasts a lifetime. And it's those individual stories that carry me through to today, to this moment, to the faith that we can truly build this community that goes beyond the music and really turns into a movement.
Yeah. Dude, I can't thank you enough, man. I really can't. This has been an awesome episode. Again, everybody, I am chrishendricks.com. Be yourself. Check it out. Actually, join a movement that's actually worth joining, honestly.
Please do.
You know, bro, I love your heart, man. And again, I think you and the team have the capacity to build a audience first label. It may start with you, which is a beautiful thing. But I would not be surprised if it legitimately takes that one story that you just talked about and it affects millions. I believe it. Your angels believe it. So anyway, brother, thank you so much.
Yeah. For once, I have faith. Thank you.
Let's go. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Build. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. As always, we will see you on the next episode. Much love. Take care. Peace. Hey, guys, I hope you enjoyed that amazing conversation. And if you want more just like that to help you level up your life and your business, you're not going to miss this next one. Check it out.
I'm sitting at my desk. We had just done our open house. I'm bawling. And I'm like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
And I said there, I think the greatest movement of God is going to come through the marketplace. There's a lot of entrepreneurs have made money but lost meaning.
When's the last time you looked at an entrepreneur and said, be still? We don't know how to be still.